Hello, 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 and welcome to the 8th episode of Mixed Media Reviews Season 3. My name is Kelsey, and today I'll be talking about a TV show. This week's TV show is One Piece on Netflix, the live-action version one. Of course, I don't live under a rock, so I have heard of the anime, and while it was tempting to get into, and it may seem like I have the ample time, I actually do not have it, so I have not gotten into the anime. Wikipedia says it has like over 1,000 episodes right now, so that's a little bit much for me. I have heard that if you read the manga, it goes faster, but we'll see. Maybe I'll check out that version, one day. Who knows? I just think it depends on how far the live action gets us, because spoiler alert, I guess I liked it. So if they continue to do it, then I won't have to delve into other material. But who knows, because it's Netflix. Today's episode won't have any specific spoilers, really. I will mention some of the character names, so that may be a spoiler in itself. If you want to know literally nothing about the show, or if you have seen or read the anime/manga, then maybe you don't want to know which characters are popping up. But yeah, so that's about it. Google has the following summary. Monkey D. Luffy and his pirate crew explore a fantastical world of endless oceans and exotic islands in search of the world's ultimate treasure to become the next pirate king. Which is probably already too much information if you didn't want to know what this show is about. But yeah, so while I've heard of the show, I didn't really know much besides that pirates were involved, which was great for me because that's all you really need to know before watching. And maybe just to expect that it's not going to be a normal show, if that makes sense. I binged this show in a day. In fact, it was yesterday, or rather it was on Friday, and this is going out on, well, it was supposed to be Monday, but today is Thursday, so oops. But yeah, obviously I liked the show if I binged it in a day, and I know you're probably going to be like, Kelsey, doesn't this mean that you actually do have ample time if you watched an 8-hour show in one day? And to that I say, well, that's a great point, but also not the point, so we'll just skip that and move on. Again, I want to mention that I have not actually seen the anime, so this isn't about how they adapt it. Even though I have heard it's a pretty good adaptation. And I do know that the anime is a bit on the absurd side, so I tried to keep that in mind as I watched it. But I tried to just kind of watch it on its own and take it at face value. And I'm really glad I did, because I absolutely loved the show. I really did. I thought they did a good mix of like silliness and seriousness. Of the present and the past. I loved the wanted posters and how they would introduce the characters. I love the mix of weird fashion. Like some of it looked like it was like something that anybody could wear. Some of it looked more piratey. Some of it looked like it was old-fashioned and futuristic, and just a really weird mix. And I loved that that's just how this world is. I love that I could totally see this as an anime. It seemed like they really were able to make it seem like an anime while still being live action, if that makes sense. It was just really good. Luffy was an amazing character. Iñaki Godoy, I think his name is, and how you pronounce it, was absolutely fantastic as Luffy. He felt silly while still feeling like a real dude. Like I said, Luffy's just a really terrific character. I loved his passion. I loved how sure of himself he was, and that he could bring out the best in others. You know, he formed this crew by finding the good in people and by following his own moral compass. It had such Naruto vibes to it, or maybe Naruto is Luffy vibes. I think Naruto came out later, but since I watched it first, it was very similar. You know, it's this kid who's not really taken seriously or seems kind of goofy, but you know, has a genuinely good heart and makes others also, you know, kind of showcase their goodness in a way. Roronoa Zora, can we just take a collective moment of silence about this guy? And that was it. I mean, what is it about like grumpy Asian dudes with dangling earrings that I find just so handsome? Because be still my heart. I loved him since he first appeared on the screen. He's just the freaking best character. I love that he cares deeply about his friends, but doesn't really show it. I love the rivalry he develops later with Sanji. I love that he's always sleeping. I love that he always wants a drink. I love the way he's always just casually standing in the background, you know? Like that casual cool guy stance. I really love the dude. And part of me wanted to just binge anime or read the manga just so I could get more of him. Because really that's the way for me to get into anything, is show me a handsome fella and I'll dive right in. Nami is also a great character. She brings a bit more normalcy to the crew. She's got a great character arc that I don't really want to say much about, which maybe is a spoiler in itself. Sorry. But it's really good. The whole story is really good. It's good. How many times can I say good? But yeah, she's great. All of the actors and stuff portray the characters really well. And I really love their dynamic. They just all really work well off of each other. The rest of the characters are also really great. Usopp, Sanji, which, not spoiling anything, but that backstory. Like, dang, when I was watching that episode, I was flabbergasted. I had no words. It was just kind of like a, what kind of a moment, you know? If you know, you know. Garp, Kobe, Shanks, they're all great. Great cast, great characters. And I'm really so excited, and honestly I cannot wait, and I'm really mad that I binged it all in a day, because I can't wait to learn more. I can't wait to see what this crew gets up to and how all the stories link. Like, maybe I will pick up some manga. I just need to know. I need to talk to somebody who knows, because I have so many thoughts, and I need to know more. Is season 2 out yet? Can it be out? I really love the show. I'll probably watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm 100% gonna watch it again. I could easily see this as one of those shows that I just throw on to have it on in the background. I liked that each episode had a little bit of like a monster of the week vibe to it, with the big bad lurking and building up throughout. I also liked that Jeff Ward was in this. He plays Buggy, the clown guy. Because he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he was great in that. I liked him then, and I like him in this, although his character is pretty creepy. I also really liked the fight scenes. They had some kind of realism to them while also being absurd and wild and everything else. Kind of a wuxia vibe to it. I think that's how you say it, wuxia. Like like that kind of fantastical fighting element, but it still draws from, real world martial arts styles. It worked really well within the context of the story, and the scenes that we saw, and just everything. It all kind of just came together really well. I also really liked that the phones were snails. I mean, I didn't really like it because I would never call anyone ever if I had to put a snail in my ear to do it. But I think that just kind of goes to show you how the wackiness kind of just commingles with everything else. Like, there's completely normal stuff, like you're on a ship and then you look over and there's a phone and it's a literal snail that you can feed lettuce to, just sitting on a desk. It was just really weird, but it makes it really fun, and I really enjoyed it that that there were these weird aspects that they were able to adapt from, I assume, the anime and the manga into the real world, and they looked great. Like I said earlier, I have so many theories. I really need to talk to anybody who has watched the anime, who knows more information, to see if I'm in the ballpark. I need the answers, I think. But I just love it. I feel giddy because it was just so good, and I loved it so much. It makes me so happy. I want more. there's honestly nothing to critique here. Like, could we say it's weird that Luffy has an accent but not in his flashbacks? Sure. But I'm not going to, because, well, for two reasons, really. The first is we can just chalk it up to the fact that everything is silly and weird, and it's just, one more thing that isn't really explained. Like, why do snails have the power to have, phone calls? I don't know. And we don't need to worry about it. It's fine. But also the second is that it's kind of nice to have a show or a movie every once in a while where the characters are just cast because the actor fits them so well. Like, who cares about trivial things like their accents or their race, Like, Jessica, I know that you know what I'm talking about because you bring it up all the time about Cinderella, and it's 100% true. Like, sometimes we just need to break out of our expectations of what so-and-so is supposed to look like or be or whatever, and just put the person who fits the character the best, and who cares? And that's really it, which might sound crazy, and I'm sure there's little things, but again, who cares? Because this was so freaking fun to watch, and I loved it. I loved every second of it, and you can't tell me otherwise. I am super looking forward to another season, and I really, really hope they keep it up for a while, because I don't want to have to watch 1,000 or more episodes of the anime just to see if I'm right about certain things, which who knows where they're even at in the anime or the manga. I mean, again, maybe I'm going to do it anyway, but I don't want to have to, Like, just give us more seasons, please. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on One Piece, the live action on Netflix. Thank you so much for joining me. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr at Mixed Media Reviews Podcast. Please leave me a comment to let me know if you agreed or disagreed, or if you have suggestions, or you just want to tell me that you don't like what I'm doing. I don't know. Just talk to me, please. You can also find me anywhere you find your podcasts, probably. Please join me next time, where I will finally be getting back to the Vampire Academy world, where I left off before I, took a break, and I'll be reviewing the movie. So, yeah, have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye!